everybody, and welcome. First of all, my apologies for the last week or two. I know that we've had a little disruption on the Monday call, as I've been traveling and did not get a fill-in for the call, but I do understand somebody stepped up. I believe it was Kendrick Epps, and took the call, so thank you, Kendrick, if you are on the line. And with that, good to be back home. Just got in last night, along with Russ Bianchi, our formulator, who's here at the house today, getting ready for the Toronto event tonight. And all part of the Life Unlimited tour, as you all know, has been taking place throughout North America. And we just finished in California, both in Southern and Northern California. And both events were blockbuster events, packed house, Ontario, California, Toronto, and saw some of the images, standing room only. And in Northern California, looks like we have major traction up there, upwards of 300 people at that event. And we expect upwards of 300 people here in Toronto tonight. And so all of this is, as we all know, is a reflection of where Zija is as a company right now in terms of gaining momentum. I won't even say that we're even in momentum. We're in the process of, as I've said a few times, taxiing to the top of the runway. And I believe 2014, with all that we have in store in terms of new systems and training, countries that are opening, and of course new markets right here in North America that are now just gaining traction, such as California and Florida and Texas. I believe that 2014 will be the year where Zija International doubles in size, and that's a major benchmark. It's a major crossroads or significant moment in time for all of us. For you and I, it doesn't matter whether we're veterans or diamonds or above, or brand new in the business. It just joined last week or even yesterday. It's significant because when a company, any company in direct sales, reaches that benchmark, the benchmark where it now doubles in size in a 12 to 18 month period, then that is the beginnings of critical mass. Critical mass meaning major momentum. And of course, during that period of time, it's very easy to develop an organization. It's very easy, relatively speaking, of course, very easy to advance oneself and grow our business. So all the foundational laying that we've been doing over these last couple of years is coming to fruition now. And 2014, although it'll be a big year, it won't be our biggest year. I think 2015, 16, and 17 will be that time where, as a company, we're in full bloom. You know, that's when this company is rising to its full potential. So it is a unique time. The Life Unlimited Tour is a launch point. There'll be many other launch points also, but this is one launch point to dramatically advance our growth and our sponsoring and enrolling and training and so forth, leading into the new year. So there's still a couple of event stops along the way. I'm leaving actually. Well, it's gonna be nice when this is over, just to be at home a little bit. We're doing the Toronto event tonight, and then tomorrow a little bit of personal stuff, followed by packing to leave on Wednesday for Oslo, Norway. Be our first event in Norway, and I'll be doing two events there, one in Oslo and one, expecting several hundred people at those events. And then the morning of Friday in Stockholm, Sweden, and then back home again for, I think it's Monday morning home, and then Tuesday we're in, I think it's Columbia, Maryland, followed by Akron, Columbus, Fort Wayne, Atlanta, and Macon, Georgia. And then, of course, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, and then we're right up to the holidays. So there is a lot going on, and of course there are other leaders on tour also, of course including Chris Estes, who was on the Life Unlimited tour with me and Russ. So this is an example of, I guess you could call it a wind sprint, just taking a sort of a 30 or 60 day, more like 60 days, without coming up for air. But at the end of 60 days, the amount of momentum and new business and new success will be pretty significant, and it's a great way to go into the new year. And so I think at this time, and maybe for the purposes of this call, given another Monday morning, cycle 2, we should all be thinking about what it is that we want to accomplish next year. I think, this is the time of year where everybody's reflecting on that, and certainly it won't be long, another month or so, and people will start with their resolutions for the new year. The biggest one, as we all know, every year, hasn't changed for decades, is weight loss. Gonna get my health in order, gonna lose weight, and so forth. Of course, with the new XM Burn launching during this Life Unlimited tour, that is the perfect storm, if you will, for business building, for priming the pump, for relaunching our business, and or launching our business. If we're new launching, if we're an existing distributor, we can literally relaunch our business or press the reset button and take things to another level. And that's what I'm doing. Somebody might ask, well, why are you doing such a heavy schedule of events, literally home for 1 or 2 days a week, every week, for pretty well 60 days? And the answer is because I myself am pressing the reset button for my own business building activities, not just for training or support, but to launch my own business. And Norway is a part of that. Norway and Sweden are two new organizations, or actually one organization in those two countries. And it's going to require going beyond, stepping out of the comfort zone. Do I really want to get on a plane and go out to Europe for 4 days after coming back from Israel and then going to California and coming back? And the answer is not really. I'd rather be sitting at home and relaxing and taking it easy. But I know that in order to take things to the next level, I've got to do these things. Each of us should be thinking along those lines if our intention, if our goal is to move towards, emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, and so forth. If we want to take our business to those levels, it's a pretty simple formula, and that formula is take action. Just do it. I know that sounds simple, but the fact of the matter is just taking action, just doing it, just pushing beyond our comfort zone sets us apart from immediately sets us apart from 80% of the people. Immediately. As soon as we take action, as soon as we talk to another person, as soon as we circulate a tool or do a three-way call or any kind of presentation, we're already ahead of 80% of the entire organization, in fact 80% of the world. That should be pretty motivating and inspiring to know that I can get out in front into the top 20% simply by taking action. Taking consistent action, and maybe intense action will put me into the top 10%. Practicing and refining my skills, developing myself or ourselves will move us into the top 5%. It doesn't take a lot, right? Tapes, books, courses, seminars, /trainings, these types of calls, tonight's MIT call, and so forth, will eventually move me into the top 5%. And at the top 5% is where all the action is. That's where significant income starts to show up. That's where big income shows up, full-time income, and extraordinary income shows up, and time freedom. And in the end, all of that happens because we reach a point where we are now able to provide leadership, support, and training to other people. In the end, that's the name of the game in this business, providing leadership, vision, direction, support, training to other people. And the more we're able to do that, the more effectively we're able to do that, the higher we will achieve in terms of income, rank, and so forth, and all aspects of our business. And so, at this time of the year, it's always a good time to not only be taking a little bit of inventory. I think most people, if they were to look back, say 6 months, if they've been in Zija 6 months, if you've been in Zija a year, if you've been in Zija 2 years, and if you look back, you will probably note that you've come a long way. You know, we've all grown, we've all developed, we've all acquired new skills, we've refined in certain areas. Things that were out of our comfort zone a year ago are now, pretty routine. And so we can see we can track our progress. And I do that, again, this time of the year, moving into December, it's a good time to reflect and take inventory, and reset one's sales for the new year. So, knowing that we've had progress in a number of areas, should tell us something about what we can achieve in the new year. We can accelerate our progress dramatically. We can go to an entirely new level if we're willing to develop ourselves. And I had the pleasure of doing, these Life Unlimited events stops with Chris Estes. And it's been pretty amazing to see his progress. And I almost can't talk like that anymore because he's arrived at a high level of leadership and continues to rise. But I say that in the context of just knowing where he started 3-4 years ago, and how quickly he was able to capture the basic concepts, learn the art of storytelling, learn aspects of leadership, and rise to the challenge to become not Triple Diamond Elite by title, but Triple Diamond Elite in all aspects of leadership. And of course, as the money started to come in, other areas also had to be developed, right, in personal development. Learning how to invest, learning how to, all the things that are required in, starting corporations and putting money away and tax implications. And all the things that show up as we grow and develop. He's taken the time to read the books, and a lot of books, and get that information from a variety of sources, and then internalize it and become that leader. And the person on this phone, doesn't matter what our backgrounds are, where we come from, what we've done in the past, what our skill sets are, what our profession is, what our level of education is. Every single one of us can take ourselves to the next level. And the rewards, in network distribution, as I've always said, the money's great, and that's all wonderful. And once we have it, once we've got that coming in, we soon find out very, very quickly that that's actually not where it's at. That's actually not the payoff. The payoff is actually, what we are becoming, and what we're doing in development of our own character and our own temperament and skill sets and so forth, which then puts us in a position to lead and contribute and help others grow and develop. And that's the big payoff. The big payoff is in making a difference in other people's lives. And really that's the essence of network marketing, network distribution. So one of the things that we can do from a practical standpoint is actually take some time. Everybody should have some written goals. I can tell you from personal experience, I did this back in 1993. It's actually on the tape series, The Art of Network Distribution. There's one particular section where I talk about goal setting. There's a whole section on that. And in 1993, 3 years after I had got involved in network marketing, I joined in December of '89, so 1990 was my first full year. In '93, I picked up I had gone to a Bob Proctor seminar, and I had listened to Jim Rohn, and of course some other speakers and so forth. But I picked up a Zig Ziglar tape on goal setting, and I transcribed that whole cassette tape. Of course, in those days we were still dealing with cassettes. Transcribed that whole cassette tape and wrote down an entire set of goals, along with deadlines and what I would need to learn and so forth, and all aspects of goal setting, my wish list and why and so forth, the dream sheet, everything. Did the whole thing, wrote it all down. Now, 1990, this was a time where I couldn't write a check for $5,000 and make it good. I mean, this was a time where there was no money in the bank. Hang on a sec, someone at the door, my apologies. There was no money in the bank, and no money in the bank, paycheck to paycheck, just getting by, getting started in network marketing, trying to get things going, and ultimately, I did this on pure faith. I just took the time, wrote down everything, and went to work. And part of that exercise included breaking those goals down, right? There were some long-term goals, medium-term, and short-term, right? Immediate goals. Things where we needed a paycheck the next week, and other things where, I wanted the dream home and some toys and travel and all these other things. And so I wrote all this stuff down, and I created a way to, monitor my daily activities to make sure they were productive activities. And in our business, of course, productive activities are things that lead to recruitment, so exposures, talking to new people, and so forth. So, monitoring whether, activities were circumstantial, someone calls you, you pick up the phone and burn a half an hour, or they were productive activities. Then there were weekly objectives, making sure that each week, based on daily activities, objectives would be hit such that at the end of a month, goals would be hit such that at the end of the year, some of the longer-term goals would be met. And it's really quite amazing, I can tell you, not only from personal experience, but there's been studies on this. Those who write their goals down versus those that don't, ultimately, they've done studies later in life of people that have achieved significant things, and without fail, 85% of the achievers. You took 100 people that had become successful at a high level, 85% of them, 85%, this is a clue, 85% had all of this stuff written out. It's something that happens when we put stuff down on paper. It gives us a way to reference where we are, to locate where we are at any given moment in time. So we're able to course correct, we're able to see our progress, we're able to make a correction when we need to make correction, because we know exactly where we are. And so, often I have people at the house here, and I'll pull out that 3-ring binder with about 30 pages in it. I took the exercise and did it fully. It wasn't just a scrap of paper with a couple of things on it. And people are quite amazed that upwards of 95% of what I wrote on that exercise of goal setting has manifested itself in reality. And now, all the things, and there was some pretty significant things on there, need to be, I need to reset. I need to create a whole new set of goals now, as 20 years has passed since 1993, and some amazing things have happened. So, this is a good time of the year to revisit the goals that we've written down. And if we haven't written down, have not done it, this is a good time to go do it. Again, like I said, if you have aspirations to go to higher levels of leadership in this business, or for that matter, in anything, not just leadership, in anything, this is something that absolutely is a must, because it'll separate you immediately. Just actually doing it will separate you from 95% of the people who don't do it, right? Just taking the time to do it. It puts you with direct intention. It focuses our activities and focuses our brain power and our mindset on the things that we want, and keeps us from getting distracted. So, good time to do it this year, or at this time of the year, and set yourselves up for coming out of the gates in 2014 and getting on the leading edge. And, it's my belief, because I've seen it many, many times, that we can literally change our entire reality in our next breath. Literally. In our next breath, we can set ourselves on to an entirely new course for success, just simply by switching gears, switching our mindset, changing our thinking. And that is not something that is available to a few people. It is available to everybody. Each and every one of us has that ability to switch. So I've been, as we down close to the bottom of the hour, this last year for me has been, we moved into the new house a little over a year ago. The whole year was spent on finishing the house, doing some other things, of course, maintaining business and so forth. And I decided, I chose basically 60 days ago hey, time to shift gears, time to turn it up, and just made a commitment to go, let's go do a tour, let's put the afterburners on, let's set things up for 2014, let's gather some momentum, and so forth, and shifted gears and boom, committed to this tour, and basically have set myself up to turn it on in 2014, starting in these last 60 days. So wherever our business is, wherever your business is, whatever it is that you're doing or whatever that you've done thus far, you can do exactly the same thing. And it's amazing when we do that. It's actually a lot easier to build the business. It's when we've actually got a certain amount of momentum. It's kind of like when we go to the gym and we get on a major workout schedule. The first couple of workouts is difficult, but by the time we get into the second week, we've got momentum, and we can't wait to get to the gym because when we actually don't go, we feel like we're missing something. The same thing happens in our business. You press the reset button, you hit it hard, you give it a couple of weeks or a month of intense focus, and you find by the time you get to the second month, the third month, you're being carried by the momentum that you created, that we created. It takes us to the next level. And so, this is the time of the year to do it, especially in December. So many people move into holiday mode, and that makes it easy to get ahead of even more people. I'm going to be going all the way. We have an event at my house on the 21st, goals and above. Everybody's welcome, but obviously most of the people that will be here will be from the Ontario market in Quebec, and we're doing a reception here with guests and so forth. And then on the 23rd, we go to, for a family vacation, but while we're out there, we might do a little something. And then we're back January 2nd to, I think there's a Diamond Club event with the company, and then 2014 starts. So I'm looking forward to lots of new success, lots of new people. Andrea, Dave Albini, Sherelle. I know there's other people on the line. I didn't hear every name, but these were a few people that I was with over the weekend. Certainly Dave and Elizabeth, thanks for picking me up at the airport 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock, but whatever time it was. Thanks very much. Dave, thanks for dropping me to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning. Appreciate that. And looking forward to a great 2014 and all of your success. So with that, some people have also asked about the art of network distribution. There is a special link that my assistant created on the tour. We've done something with getting it out to everybody at half price. There are royalties and other stuff that's paid on it, so the link is otwuniversity.com/special. www.otwuniversity.com/special. You can download that. Everything's on there. Goal setting, all these things that we talk about. Everything you need to know to go to the top is on there. And so you can listen to it, spaced repetition, and really capture the concepts. Tonight, I will be conducting the Millionaires in Training call. We will have just finished the Toronto event around that time. And the MIT call will commence at 9:25, so Maybe we could promote that, text it, Facebook it, and get it out there. I haven't done one now in upwards of 3 weeks with all the tours and being away in Israel and so forth. So maybe we can build up to that call. With that, everybody, thank you for all that you do. It's great to see many of you out on tour, and look forward to everybody's success, and also see you in Atlanta soon, another week or so. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Lines are open. Thanks for the information.